My name's Emma Down from Transport for West Midlands, and today I'm going to talk about the West Midlands Cycle Hire Scheme. I pop up the presentation. So I'm going to talk about cycle hire and normalising cycling. Then I'm going to talk about the overview of the scheme itself, the infrastructure, the rollout, the tariff, and then how to access the scheme. So cycle hire, how is it sort of a catalyst for normalising cycling? And one of the few things actually, gender split in terms of user is more equal compared to private cyclists. So it's a bit more 50-50 male and female ratio. Whilst private cycling is usually about 70% male, 30% female. It's also a catalyst for returning and new cyclists. So as you can see, a lot of people from the chart below are cycling the first time after a long break or cycling the first time after a shorter break. As well, actually, this year we've seen particularly a lot of people uptake the scheme. London's cycle hire scheme, for example, because of COVID restrictions, cycle hire has actually enabled them to get to work as an alternative to public transport, but also actually to use for fitness and health as well. All these facts are from Como UK, who do a sort of annual survey each year on cycle hire across England, Wales and Scotland as well. How does it help to normalise cycling other ways? Simply the bikes are visible because of the branding. They receive lots of media attention. They're also very active on social media. So for the West Midlands scheme, we have our own social media channel. We regularly promote where the locations are, but also why people should cycle. Ambassadors as well. It's good actually because of social media. We can get reach out there. We can have interactions with people in terms of how their experiences were and share photos around those. It's been really, really helpful for that as well. So this can also help to normalise cycling. In terms of the scheme overview, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what the scheme is. So the scheme operates over 7 local authorities. That includes Black Country, Birmingham, Coventry and Solihull. The assets, or the bikes and the docking stations, are owned by Transport for West Midlands and they're managed by Serco, who are the management company. Now they, by management, I mean they move the bikes out according to demand and needs. They also fix the bikes, replace the parts of the bikes and manage the website behind it. So they manage the scheme to make sure it's fit for purpose. It's funded as well through Transforming Cities Fund, and there will also be sponsorship in the future. What that looks like at the moment, we do not know. That will be over the next year developed. The scheme will be essentially, by the end of this year, 1,500 bikes, and 10% of those will be e-bikes. Essentially, the scheme is docked as well. So by that, I mean there's a docking station with up to 12, usually around 12 docking points, and where someone can hire the scheme from and then a bike from, and then they'll be able to return the bike to any other docking station. And we do have the ability to have some overflow. So if a docking station is already full of bikes, people can return the bike close to the station as long as they park sensibly and lock the bike to itself. And that does enable to deal with those issues. However, we always ask that someone returns it to a docking station. And we also will be integrating with the Swift payment mechanism. So Swift is the payment card for the region for all forms of transport, and that'll be integrated later in the year. Right now, we can only hire through the Beryl app. Also, bikes are developed to a sort of UK standard, and as well, they basically have additions that we've procured as part of it. So it includes bells and lights. Now, really to the exciting parts, the bike itself. So the bikes are built in the UK in Stratford-upon-Avon by a company called Pashley, and the technology is supplied by a UK technology company called Beryl. So they supply the app system behind it, so to hire the bike. It's also a smart bike, so the bike has the GPS and everything on the system. The dock is actually done. So that essentially means that the infrastructure is not on the dock. The dock is just essentially the placing to put in the bike. It means that we can easily maneuver docking stations around. So that means for events, if we need to move for an event purpose, or if we need to move to a new location. Bikes have 3 gears as well. That's useful for the different sort of environments and terrains you come across the West Midlands, from the more hillier areas in Dudley to the canal, the very flat canals of Birmingham. The seat is also adaptable and comfy. It ranges essentially from a height of around 5 foot to over 6 foot too. So someone on my height, I'm 5'1", I can easily get on the bike, and someone who's over 6 foot can as well. And there's also space for sponsorship. So in terms on a front basket and the wheel as well, which going forward we will have sponsorship for. So that might change the feel, overall, the colour and the look of the bike and the website and the features behind it. What that will look like, we do not know at the moment until we've made that sponsorship deal. There's a great also safety feature. So the safety feature is basically laser lights, which is also by the tech company Beryl, and it projects a bike at the front in the dark, and that includes, for instance, not just at night time, but if you're in a dark tunnel or something like that. So it enables other users, which could be someone who's a driver, someone who's a pedestrian on a shared space, to see you before you come along. It's a really, really great security feature. Here's just a little bit more about the docks and the totem. As you can see, the docking station ranges for usually it has about 12 bikes in. It can hold up to, and there's also basically a totem to enable anyone who goes and sees the bikes to know how to go and use it, so that they know that they can download the Beryl app, and then that also the call number which they can call. And there's a few more sort of photos as well. So as you can see in the top corner, there's Birmingham. They've just been installed. There's Wolverhampton at the bottom and Coventry at the other side. So there's been used in some green spaces across the West Midlands already, which is exciting. This is the rollout to date. So you can see we've been quite busy over the last couple of weeks, but Sutton Coldfield rolled out in early March with Wolverhampton as well. So there's over 127 bikes in Wolverhampton. Coventry, there's over 184 on 29th of March. They were released. Stourbridge, Solihull and Walsall were all at the end of April, and they have over 150 bikes nearly now in those areas. So that's very exciting. There's more to come. So as I said, we've got 1,500 bikes to be released in total. Birmingham is the next big launch of bikes on the 24th of May, and then followed by Sandwell in June. We will be also drip feeding more bikes throughout the areas between this time as well, before we introduce e-bikes later in the year to get up to the full 1,500. Here's a little bit about the tariff, how much essentially it costs to hire a bike. So it's a pay per minute tariff. So people will always pay a £1 unlock fee for the journey and then 5p per minute. And there'll be a different tariff for e-bikes later on in the year. However, you can see there's a few cost examples here. There's 10 minutes costs about £1.50 and 20 minutes costs £2. And we also charge actually out of docking station fee. So if a bike is deliberately left out of a docking station, we will always charge the customer that fee. We also charge an out of zone. By out of zone, we mean out of the West Midlands area. So if someone rides out and leaves a bike in Warwickshire, for example, and they've been in Coventry, that's when that fee is charged. And we've also got actually an exciting offer as well. So the first 30 minutes of the first ride is free. That runs till November time. It's to encourage people to use the scheme and give it a go. As you can see on the PowerPoint presentation, it's quite easy to use the scheme. It's all through the Beryl app. You simply unlock, ride, dock, and then lock the bike back. Simply, all you need to actually access the Beryl system is just download the app, and then you need to supply your email address and a credit or debit card for registration. So it's quite simple. There's not very much information that's needed, and then you're off to go to unlock your bike. You can ride as well as long as you like, essentially within the day. So if you want to ride 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour, you can ride as long as you like, as long as you return it to a docking station on that day. And we also have a maximum fee for the whole day. And when you dock the bike, you'll just need to place the front wheel in, and then you might see just a little yellow dot on the picture. That is the lock that just needs to be pulled down, and on the app it will tell you your ride has ended, how much it cost, and how much you've cycled. So it gives all that sort of information on the app behind it. There's also a customer services on the app as well, so you can ask questions, you can find FAQs, all that behind it as well. This is just a little bit about our communication channels. So we do have our own website. We do have a contact centre number, which is operational between Monday to Saturday. But we also have Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, which you can follow us on. As I said, in terms of the contact centre, it's a number, but there's also on the app itself, on their intercom system, you can actually speak to someone at the depot side who can also sort things like if there's issues with the bike not unlocking on the day, for example, that can help. There's always someone to help with that, and there's an out of hours service. And just wanted to say thank you for listening. If you've got any questions, please drop me an email. It's emma@transportforwestmidlands.org.uk. Thank you.